Hey, how's it going? My name's Matthew, aka EZBOT. Welcome to a live stream. Today we're going to have a look at Octacosm 0.5.1, and then hopefully we're going to have some time after that to start making some dub techno. I've been having a real itch to make dub techno on my Elektron system lately. I got my trusty VT4 plugged in. I've got the whole mothership in front of me. As you can see, here's the VT4. The Octacosm, let's talk about that really quick. But before we jump into the Octacosm, let's acknowledge our wonderful sponsors for today. And that would be DistroKid, of course. We love you, DistroKid. DistroKid is an online music distribution platform for everybody. It's obscenely cheap and has a ton of different options and utilities to help you get your music out to eager listeners. We'll talk about that a little bit later because they always have something new to talk about. So jumping back over to the Elektron mothership here. Maybe we could put this on the right side. Yeah, I think that's better over here. Well, I hope everybody had a lovely holiday and that hopefully it went off without a hitch. I know holidays can be very stressful. They have been for me in the past. This year happened to be pretty chill. I play Santa Claus during the holiday gatherings, and all of my nieces and nephews are all like close to they're like 16 through 20 at this point. And then I come in dressed up as Santa Claus and try and take them back to their childhood for a minute and to my own childhood, I suppose. But really, I just do it because my mother thinks it's hilarious and everybody thinks it's real funny. So that's what I do for the holidays. Whoa. Whoa, we got a hot syntax. Octacosm. I almost feel like I wasn't trying very hard when I came up with that name. But it really is catchy. It totally stuck. And also, I want to talk about the cool stickers here made by Blake Kaiser, or Blake's. These are the template stickers. Like, here's the Techno one. Pretty similar to the Ultimate Effects. These are stickers you can buy from modbang.com that accompany my performance templates for the Octatrack. They're pretty cool. The hybrid template sticker arrives tomorrow, so there'll be 3 for you to choose from. If you're a patron, you can also just download the files and print them yourself, because if you live in Europe, it's expensive for shipping. So you may want to just download the files yourself. And eventually I'll have them included with all the coffee template stuff. But anyhow, we're here to talk about the Octacosm. I may end up making one of these for the Octacosm at some point. But let me show it off to you. So last night, I promised that I was going to release the Octacosm for Christmas for my patrons. And I was able to finish one bank of presets in the Octacosm in my initial design for how this will work. What the Octacosm is it takes your Octatrack and it turns it into a granular delay reverb. So just a huge reverb and delay. We have a vocoder running into it. We have all these instruments running into it. Drums aren't amazing through it, but melodic stuff is just gorgeous. So it's kind of like running stuff through a blooper, Mood Mark II, or a microcosm, or some sort of spectral, granular reverb delay pedal. That's what it does. And you have 16 presets to choose from. If you're on the EZBOT Patreon, it's available for you to download right now in its current state, which is the 16 presets. I'm going to have 64 presets and 4 different sound styles. So right now, this one's very clean. I call it Crystal. And once I finish it, I'm going to name all the effects after different crystals and gems or whatever. And because I think that's cool, because they do sound very crystalline or they sound glassy. So let's have a listen to that, and then I'm going to try and make some dub techno after that, not using the Octacosm to make the dub techno, even though it would be a great companion for that. I am just going to make some with these boxes. I even wrote some notes for myself to remind myself what to do to make my dub techno, so that I don't forget some key elements in dub techno. And we can talk about that, and maybe everyone else can give me some tips and on how to do it, or perhaps, you know, some guidance. If you feel like you're a pro and you don't mind sharing your insights with me, I'm happy to listen. So backseating with music production on my channel is totally fine, because I have the option to pay attention to that or not. So it's totally up to me. But let's have a listen to the Octacosm and its 16 different presets right now. So I'm going to find a patch, like a nice, clean, simple FM patch. I think this one's going to do really well. We'll start with the first effect. The way it's going to work is you just draw the crossfader over. This is your dry wet mix. That's all there is to it. You just select an effect and then move your crossfader over to the dry wet mix. So here we are at clean. We're going to stick with this default patch. Let me just make sure that this... It's pretty loud. And here we go. So this is preset 1 of the Octacosm. Back to dry. I think it sounds great. All right, let's check out preset 2. I played 2 notes. Isn't that lovely? I built this in the Octatrack. I thought about doing something a little bit more interesting in the Zoya, because I really do enjoy building effects. Ugh. This is just preset 1 and 2 so far. Ooh, number 2 sounded really good. Preset 3. You want to hear a different sound through it? Let's try that. Let's try, how about a vocoder sound? Move my coffee. Delicious. Starbucks is always reliable.
Unprocessed vocals. Well, apparently there's a phaser. Let's get that phaser. Let's get that phaser out of here. Phaser. All right, here's completely unprocessed vocals running through Octacosm preset number 3. Preset.
This is sounding crazy.
Now, I do want to mention.
Now we do.
I do like how my voice sounds through there.
Now, I do want to mention that you do want to treat the tempo like it is the time knob on a delay pedal. Don't treat it like you're playing music. So when you're playing a delay pedal, you're messing with the time knob. So this is a really important function of the Octacosm. So we could bring this way down
And get some
different results. Different. Try speeding it up.
Okay.
Let's go back to using back to a lower speed for the delay, because it sounds the best, I think, at the lower speeds, because that's where the granular stuff really comes through. So let's bring it way down. A nice long attack sound from the digatone. And go to preset 4. All right, that's preset 4. Let's check out preset 5. One note. Whew. I need to hear this one on some vocals. Maybe we should turn on the
actual vocoder now? And get some harmony going. Harmony, we want harmony. What is that? What is that weird effect?
Harmony. Harmony. I don't
want that. There is an effect. Hello? Hello? Alright, there we go. Hi, how's it going? My name's Robot. Face. Head.
Cool. So this is what this preset's a really good preset, I think. Original sound, Octacosm effect. Original sound. Preset 6. Very eerie. There's that granular. Preset 7. Blake's asks, is the Octacosm available yet? The Octacosm in its current state, what you're hearing right now, is currently available on patreon.com/EZBOT. I will be completing this project. I am pondering making a free version for everybody. Maybe even will be this one, and maybe the full version will be available on Patreon. I haven't decided. I haven't really done any projects that are completely free other than the tutorial stuff that I do on my channel. So I do have like the desire there to give something away. But right now it's only available on Patreon because I haven't decided. These do take a long time to build. All right, preset number 8. I know we're going really slowly because I'm enjoying this, so hopefully you like the sounds. And if you're on the Patreon, download it. Have a blast. If you have 2 Octatracks, feed that Octatrack into your other Octatrack. You can also sample directly on here. I can show you how to do that too. Here's preset 8.
With a vocoder. Yeah. Evil. Pure. Yeah.
All right, preset 9. Sounds good. I mean, they all sound kind of similar. They're all kind of doing the same thing, but they're all just different takes on some of the same ideas. Some are repitching up an octave, some are repitching down an octave, some are going up a fifth, some are adding a third or a fourth or a seventh to the note, and then moving that playback very slowly, so it's very granular. Then there's a bunch of delays. Some are panned hard left, some are panned hard right. There's a lot going on, and then filters and EQs. There's an EQ on every delay before it goes into the delay, so that I can kind of decide if I want it to be a really mellow sound or like a tinny sound from the get-go. These tracks right here, they're constantly resampling whatever's going through the queue, and these tracks are all queued up. So these tracks are queued, and these tracks are listening to the queue and constantly resampling them at different speeds and then playing them back at different speeds. And that's kind of how we get some of this to work. As you can see, this track's only got 4 steps. They all, well, this one has 8. So 4, 4, and 8 steps on this last one. And they're all doing, this side is the granular side and the repitching, and this side is the delay side and the EQing. Here we go on number 10. Sounds like the protocol. Sounds dope. With a fast tempo. This one sounds pretty cool. Preset 11. I think this one has chorus in it. You can hear that phasing sound.
Awesome.
Number 12. Nice. Okay. Number 13. number 14. It's a favorite of mine. Oh, this one's so good. I can't believe how good this one turned out. There are some like transients and stuff in it. It's really hard to deal with that stuff. This is a very experimental project, experimental template for the Octatrack, so your results may vary, but I think you'll find something good in there. This one sounds so good. That's number 14. Here's number 15. We're almost done. All right, number 16. It's the last preset. Clear that off real quick. Merry Christmas. Well, late Christmas, or whatever, if you celebrate Christmas. This was intended to be a gift to my Patreon for all the wonderful support. And this is that was it. That's the 16 presets of the Octacosm in its current state. Expect more about the Octacosm. I had a really good time creating it. Turns out I really like building this stuff on the Octatrack too. And having a second Octatrack really lends itself to this. So I'm going to be running the Octacosm in Octatrack number 2, which is my battery-powered Octatrack, and then taking that audio and bringing it into, you know, my other samplers. These effects, or the Octacosm effect, is highly stereo. I mean, it uses stereo chorus, it uses stereo inputs. The delays are ping pong delays. Some of them are ping pong delays. And a lot of the granular effects are panned or modulated panning. So you do want to use it in stereo. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on a lot of it, but I do think it sounds just fine in mono as well. You can find this right now on patreon.com/EZBOT as one of the rewards on one of the posts. I posted it last night at like 11:50 p.m. So it's only been up a short time. It's very alpha release, so expect there to be much more. In this first part, which is called Crystal, you can see it says Crystal right here. Maybe you can't see it very well, but the part 1 is called Crystal. This is where you're going to find those 16 presets. You just hold the scene down. It's dry wet mixed with the crossfader. The second part that I'm making is going to be a dirty, crunchy, like droney distortion preset. So it's going to be lots of delays and granular, but with distortion. And then another preset is going to be all about repitching. Every single one of these scenes is going to be another like chord. So sending monophonic notes into this is going to generate chords for you. And moving the crossfader around is going to wiggle and vibrato those chords. That's something I've already tested and it works just fine. It sounds really cool. So you can have a lot of fun just go woo, 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 doing some weird stuff. And then the very last one, what was the last one going to be? I wrote it down. We have the dirty one. We have the tape one. Oh, glitch. And the last one is going to be all glitch effects. So it's just going to be lots of granular stuff. I'm going to redesign how the delays work. There was an effect on one of my old templates where it, like, using 2 LFOs, you can modulate the time and the parameter locking of your freeze delay. And it has a very nice glitchy auto glitch sound. So I want to get back. I can't remember how I did it. It was so good. And I removed it from the template. It was in the Techno performance template. I removed it because it just wasn't techno. Like, you don't use glitchy sounds in techno very much. It was random, completely random glitchy stuff. So I'm going to go back in to try and figure out how I did it before, and then add that and make a whole bank based on glitchy effects and those sounds being resampled and then delayed again. And yeah, that will be Octacosm 1.0 release, which we're far from. I imagine it's going to take me a couple weeks to finish the project and get it all up and running, and then I'll have it on Patreon as well, and maybe this alpha version I'll just give away to everybody. I don't really know. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, so thanks everybody for the support and for hanging out during the stream, checking out the Octacosm. Hope you like it. Seems like the comments are pretty nice. What's up, Pastryarchy? Thanks for the fat tip, my friend. That was very lovely. Very lovely tip. I don't even know, I don't know how to like share that with everybody, but Pastryarchy left me a very nice tip on here. Thanks. How's everybody doing? Blake's, Harry, how are you, Harry? Tone Smith, thanks. RTM, what's up? Sam Shankar, what's up, Sam? Sinner Saint Human, good to see ya. And of course, Quantum Monastery and the Pastryarchy. What's up? Welcome to the stream. We just finished taking a look at Octacosm 0.5.1, which is a granular delay reverb effect for the Octatrack that turns your Octatrack into a granular delay and reverb. And now what I want to do is make some techno, some dub techno specifically. And I have some ideas about how I want to do it. I want it to be very minimal, and I want it to be very muted sounding. So like minimal dub. We're not going to be using the Octacosm, even though it's cool. So we're going to leave the Octacosm and go over to my techno project. And we can also take a listen to what we worked on last week while we're here. I only have an hour left because I have an appointment. Let's see. This is what we did on the last stream. I think turned out pretty good. I was like thinking, what do I want to do with this next pattern? So we started off with this like slow, I mean, it's at a higher tempo, but slower pattern. Goes into this, which I think is cool. I think this is going to be a really fun song to play at a live show. Like starting off with this starting off with this fat bass. Catch it in the easy drummer effect on the template here. Fun. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun to play live. So I kind of had this idea. I was like, all right, we'll go from a like chiller version, we'll build up, go to this really intense thing, and we'll drop back down to a chiller thing. Kind of like a synth wave type sound. This is as far as I've gotten. So it goes from this vibe to this. So like this kind of break before I think it's going to build back up again and go really hard. Anyhow, we were talking about making dub techno, but this is what we worked on last week and a little bit of what I worked on after the fact on my own as I was just playing around on the Octatrack and Digiton syntax setup. Not really using the FX heat for more than what I thought I would, which is the bass to mono and some saturation. And that's it. I'm not using the compressor on it because I'm using the Octatrack's compressors at this time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about that. I think it sounds good. I think it does make a difference. I think it makes things sound nicer than they would without it. That's what I have to say about that. If you can afford an analog heat plus effects and you're just going to use it the way I'm using it, go for it. I'm sure there's some other alternatives that would do it too. Auto Boom probably do a good job. Bass to mono is kind of cool. I really like it. It does have a pretty profound effect, and you can use the low pass filter built into the bass to mono to do some performance effects, like high pass, low pass filter right in the bass to mono thing. So you don't have to use this filter, which actually should be turned off. I didn't mean to have that turned on. I wonder if that'll make a difference. Okay, we got no music on anything, and so I think I'm gonna start with the dub techno chords. I'm gonna put myself on the spot here. Where's that distortion coming from? And is that doing any modulation? I hope not. It is just the saturation. Because I don't want to distort my clean FM tones. All right, we're going to start with, we're going to get a minor 7 chord of some sort, but first we need to get a good sound. I'm going to jump through the presets. I think the fastest way to get some music going is use one of the good presets that you have on one of your synthesizers and then modulate it and mess with it until it's a sound that belongs to you. See if we can just filter out chord. Lots of them. I like that sound. I don't really like what it's... the amp pan thing going on, though. I don't need that. But I do think this will be a good sound to modulate. Okay, let's do what we need to do on every project here, which is make everything the right size. That one's good. 128, 128, 128. Step mode, step record mode, record plus stop. This way I can just pick a spot and then we can put those notes in. And I think I wanted... yeah. Okay. I think for now, that's going to do the trick. We need the length to be a little longer. We're all... I swear I'm already in this, sweet spot. All right, let's edit our reverb and delay. We're almost done already. The whole song will be finished in a second. So reverb, first a delay, I guess. I accidentally hit the wrong one. Let's make this delay have some good ping pongs. We're doing dub techno. Big feedback. right below 90, otherwise you get a feedback. And we could have it running a little bit into the reverb. I don't want any low pass filtering on it yet. I do want to I want to adjust how much low pass filtering happens on that delay. We'll do that later. Let's bring the decay up on our reverb, make it real wide, about 110. Also open up that high pass filter because we're going to adjust that later. It does do a little bit of low pass filtering to your affected delay and reverb signal by default on the Elektron boxes. So you have to go in there and adjust that if you don't want that to be the case. Okay, I think that sounds awesome. We got really lucky. And let's turn this up. Lots of delay. Yes, we are there. Maybe we put another one here, and we'll edit what chord it is, but then let's modulate, instead of the pan, let's clear this LFO. We're gonna modulate the filter frequency, so we want this kind of pseudo random, maybe we will actually just have random LFO, kind of, we could use a sample and hold LFO, we could use a free running LFO, or we could use a random LFO and have them adjust the filter cutoff on our chord so that every time this chord happens, it has a different feeling to it, which will work really well with our delay and our reverb. So we'll go to the filter cutoff, filter frequency. Right now in free running mode with a triangle, seems fine. The BPM's pretty high on that. Let's bring that back and kind of just see what happens with our notes. Oh yeah. This is a good place to start, I think. Okay. All right, now that we have a bed of our music for our dub techno, we do need to pick a nice tempo. 130 does seem fine. Does anybody have a different tempo they think I should go with? I think 130 is kind of my go-to for techno, dub techno stuff. I guess we could drop it down a little bit, like 125. I'm gonna pick a kick drum right now. We're just gonna do 4 on the floor. I wrote in my notes what I wanted to do for my dub techno. One of the first notes says muted drums, and what I meant by muted drums is really it's just low pass filter on the kick drum. I was listening to some dub techno tracks before I got on stream today, and the ones that I liked the most had these really soft kick drums. They were almost not even there, which is totally different from the stuff that I make when I do techno, because I tend to make either rumble based techno or industrial sounding techno. So this should be a welcome change for me. Also, the stuff that I really liked had some pretty fast moving hi-hats. We'll start with the kick. We're not going to use the default kick drum. We'll just start also with just 16 steps on this track. And we could use a hard sounding kick and then just filter it. Yeah. So I already like this. that. This sounds good. Give it some reverb. Good, we're not compressing. I don't want to compress. I imagine I'm going to do the bass line on the Syntact, so why not? Let's use Sci-Raw. And just turn one of the oscillators down. Digging it so far. Feel like we're hanging out in the land of dub. Checking the chat. Oh, there's a whole bunch of chat. Whatever, my chat sources aren't updating. How's everybody doing? Santa Matt. Hey. Chat loves the dub. Oh, good. I love the dub. I think it's so relaxing. This is a nice, like, afternoon chill vibe. Take this with you. Go get a massage. Not a bad idea. I dig the bass line. I dig that the chord sound. I think is good. The muted kick drum is exactly what I wanted it to be. I do want to busy this up a bit. And so I'm going to. Are you getting a massage in an hour? So am I, Silent Pity. So am I. I get one every week. I spend my hard-earned money on getting a massage every week. I have a triple fusion in my neck, so if I don't get a massage, like, I am not very happy. I'm messed up. My back's pretty messed up, so. But they're expensive. They're very expensive. I spend, you know, No insurance for that. It's just spending that cash. Yeah. The LFO on the chords is a lovely experience. And that's like a really quintessential dub techno workflow is having these chords that, you know, undulate and are kind of randomly being modulated. I feel like there's part of the, like, there's a moment in the chords where only like one note comes through. And I don't know why that is. I don't know what it is about. Oh, it's this second attack. Let's see. That fixes it. Kind of. Maybe we should add some more chords. Actually, it does sound better when this is not involved. Let's bring that. I feel like these like really clean like sine wave type sounds or triangle. It sounds more like a triangle sound to me. Remind me of telepop music. If you know that track Just Breathe, like, is that not just like Just Breathe? We could kind of steal that for this song. I mean, it's obviously not the same as Just Breathe. Just Breathe. That song is amazing. It's one of my favorite electronic tracks ever. In fact, that song when I was in high school was like my fall asleep to. I'd fall asleep to like Nirvana too. So don't get the wrong impression. I was pretty weird about music that I listened to when I was going to bed, but it was anything from like Alice in Chains to telepop music to Daft Punk to Deftones. That's like I had that stuff just playing while I was trying to fall asleep. You'd wonder why I couldn't sleep. You know, suddenly Deftones would come on. Be like, all right, time to wake up, I guess.
Time to wake up. 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 Yeah. Time to wake up. Let's get this auto pitch shit out of here. Time to wake up. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. Time to. Maybe we want to turn that back up. Let's see what harmony sounds like. Oh, can we get some? What happens if we do some harmony? We need to get some sort of vocal of some sort. I like something that I had before. I feel like I kind of lost it. The megaphone effect. There's not enough good effects in here. Not gonna lie. They really are missing out on some of the effects. What key am I even playing in? I don't even know. Harmony 2, Harmony 3. I don't want Harmony. Harmony sucks. Harmony sucks for this. Number 1. Time. We're gonna call this song Time to Wake Up because that seems to make the most sense to me. What? How do we get giving back? Vocoder. Memory 2. Vocoder. Balance all the way up. There we go. What's this? Oh, now we're sounding a bit on the crazy side. Hello? Hello. It's time to wake up. That actually sounds fun. Time to wake up. Hey, it's time to wake up. Hey. Who says, hey, it's time to wake up? Am I talking to a little child? Time to wake up.
See if I can get in the
mental vibe for here. I hear E, but I don't have perfect pitch. Oh, that's great.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
I do appreciate that. Astral
Corona. It's a far out sounding drink.
Okay. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Time. Is this thing just trying to change my pitch? Time to wake up. Time to wake up. That sounds good. All right. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Let's do it again. Time to wake up. Time to wake up.
Second one was good.
Time to wake up.
Yeah. Oh, Snapple. You kidding me? Awesome.
Time to wake up.
Oh. Let's give it some release.
Time to wake up.
Oh. Yeah. Shit, that is actually really good.
Time to wake up.
All right, when does it play though? I actually really like the bass line. I'm very pleased with the kick drum, the bass, and I need to add like some trick conditions so there's some random notes play in there a little bit. Change it up a little bit. Right now I'm sending a random LFO over to synth level A, which is this sound. Makes it it adds a lot more of the modulation into the operators. And it's going to create a much more harmonic, or not harmonic, a much more densely harmonic, but more complex waveform. That's kind of like how I like to think about FM. Just my opinion, this is what I think about FM. I love FM. I love that the Digatone has a filter, but as soon as you add a filter to FM, you're kind of like you're leaving FM territory. I do have one of these guys right here. This is a Volca FM 6-voice FM synth, and I think this sounds like FM. This is what FM sounds like. It is impeccably clean sounding FM. It's exactly, I think, pretty much identical to the DX7 sound. This is, to me, what FM really sounds like. I think the Digatone is an FM synthesizer, and it's harkens to FM, to its origin, but because it has the filter from all the other Elektron digital filters, Elektron boxes, digital filters, that it's not quite the same. It's more like a complex oscillator, a polyphonic complex oscillator. That's the way I think of the Digatone, even though it's an FM synth. It's doing FM synthesis 100%, of course. We can't deny that. But the sound of it, to me, reminds me of just a digital complex oscillator with some filtering. And I like it for that. I think it does a great job for that. This, to me, sounds like an FM synthesizer of days of old. This sounds like the real deal. This makes those bell tones like nothing else. The Digatone does not make the same sounds as a classic FM synth. This is unapologetically FM. You cannot get away from it. No filter. You have to mess with your ratios and your feedback to have something that sounds remotely filtered at all. Really, you're just getting back to a sine wave, essentially, right? Or some sort of pulse width variant that will kind of sound like it's filtered, because some pulse width on a square wave sound often can sound like it's being like harshly filtered, even just overly filtered. And that's kind of how I feel about it. So I like the Digatone for what it does, but to me it doesn't feel like I'm working on an FM synthesizer very much, other than I'm choosing algorithms and playing with feedback. This is not a knock on the Digatone in any way. It's just, that's my experience. As soon as you add a filter to it, then it just stops being FM to me. I don't know. That's my thought. It's a beautiful sounding synthesizer, nonetheless. I do love it. Yeah, so anyway, I was adding an LFO. That's where we were. We're adding an LFO to the synth level, a random LFO, and we're going to have it just bring it up, make these little notes just a little bit more rough around the edges every time they trigger. I have this nice string sound that I made on the Syntact that I think would do like pretty good as maybe a little bit of like a crescendo for a dub techno track would be to have some strings in it. It's like having the Digitact separate from the Octo give you advantages other than just CPU, Steve Allen asks. 100%. 100%. The Octatrack lends itself to doing what I think the Octatrack does a great job at being my effects processor. And it's really great at being a looper, and it's awesome at being a phrase sampler. I say this all the time when I'm doing private lessons, which I do offer, so if you're interested, hit me up. But it's a conversation I have with people all the time. Should I get a Digitact? Should I use an Octatrack? It's something we talk about on this channel all the time too, of course. This is just a very common topic. The reason I use the Digitact and not the Octatrack or a second Octatrack is partly because on the Digitact, each pattern has its own assigned part. So every pattern is its own song, so to speak. On the Octatrack, you have to assign a part, and you only have 4 parts per bank. So there's just a lot more to keep your head around, and it's not organized in the same way. Like you have to hold down a step and then hold a step down, turn the level encoder to assign a sample to it, as opposed to when I go to a new pattern, I have a new sample as a default sound, a new compressor default, a new everything default. Everything is just very easy to work with. This lends itself to one-shots, and it's monophonic. This lends itself to phrases. This is a phrase sampler, like a 404 Mark II, like an MPC, although the MPC more falls into the category of a DAW, in my opinion. But this is a 404-esque style sampler, meaning that it wants long stereo phrases for you to chop up if you're going to use it in a music production sense. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I do believe that to be the best way to use the Octatrack would be to use it with phrases and then use a couple one-shots to accentuate those phrases. So you might have a kick drum, you might have a snare, you might have a hat in there, that it's a one-shot that you have on top of like some 4-bar loops, some 8-bar loops that you've maybe chopped up, or even just playing just those loops and you're just messing with modulation on those loops. That's where the Octatrack really shines. So that's why I use the Dig Attack as a one-shot. Also, 8 tracks of MIDI, 8 tracks of one-shots, and then I have all these synth tracks and I have all these other one-shot tracks basically, and I can mute and unmute them very easily, very quickly, and I have all these controls. The Octatrack is not as easy when it comes to that. It's just a harder workflow for music production compared to the Dig Attack. That's really it. What's up, Richard? Oh, you love this, huh? I'll be honest, I've been dozing a bit, but it must be time to wake up. Oh my god, Harry. Mike Kariza, I'm still EP. Content delivery boxes versus content arrangement. Yes, well put. Like, we're really close to having, we got to put the time to wake up vocal in there, because I think we just need to find a spot for it. I think it's right at the end of the third bar.
Time to wake up.
And let's do some good filtering to it. I guess we'll use a high pass.
Time to wake up.
Some delay, some reverb.
Time to wake up.
And then we could even low pass it a little bit too.
Time to wake up. Time to wake up.
Just have it play one.
Time to wake up.
Every 2 times or something. Maybe every 4 times.
Time to wake up.
Let's save this because I like this. I'm gonna keep working on this. Maybe we'll come back to it even. Let's just talk about the syntax for a second. So I made this bass line for the song. It's a very simple bass line, as it should be for a dub techno track. It's got just the right amount of notes, I think. Good for techno. Like 3 notes max in techno, right? That's not a real rule. I did hear a little pop with an envelope reset, so maybe we turn off the reset on the envelope and that should fix that. Totally fixed it. Okay, awesome. What I want to talk about is that when you want a really simple sound on the Syntakt, an simple analog sound, go to SciRaw and just turn off your second oscillator and just use a single oscillator. So right now we're just playing with a square wave with a little bit of noise. We're doing like SH101 style over here. Just a square wave, a little bit of noise. We could add some overdrive to it, but I don't want to get too far away from this clean sound that we have. And then I just have a really simple filter setting. We're not doing anything wild over here. And I love going to these really simple, clean sounds because they are actually harder to, the Syntakt doesn't lend itself to simple sounds right away when it comes to the analog oscillator engines on here, they're all designed with like this crazy distortion from the get-go, and you have to like go in and like remove all this stuff to get to a simple sound. I'm used to starting off with simple sounds and building up to that. That's kind of how the Digatone works. You start off with what's supposed to be a sine wave, but sounds to me like a triangle, and builds up into something more complex, more FM's a little bit more like additive synthesis. Over here, they treat it very much like subtractive, but they have you start in a very distorted place, which I find really great for getting me excited to make industrial sounds, but not for making dub sounds. I've been frustrated with my microcosm and I'm getting rid of it, so this template is very timely for me. I think on the chord side of things, I want to add more. Do I want that chord to start there? Maybe we put it here. The same thing. Should we get a clap in here? Trying to get some new sounds into this project. Get a 909 clap. Time to wake up. Is this all snares? Let's make this kick drum track a little bit more interesting. Don't play. Time to wake up. Honestly, I think that maybe these little notes that I've added, that bam, bump, bump, maybe they're too much. Maybe I only need one. Because I think it sounds better like this. Maybe we just take a couple of them out. I like that one. Move that one. Yeah. Oh. Which one was it? Is it this note? Oh, I know. So we have a list. We have the list of stuff we're supposed to use. Vocoded vocals we got, muted drums we got, bandpass modulated minor chords, which we pretty much have. You can't really bandpass on here, but we have the closest thing to bandpassing that we could get. And then what I wanted to have was these really long attack noise sounds. So we're gonna go over to the syntax. Go over to our noise engine. I'm putting LFO on that. Turned out pretty good, I think. My coffee's still warm. Oh, what? Yeah, you want to talk about this piece of paper for a second, since this seems to be a topic people are chatting about? Starbucks sponsor. Starbucks could afford to sponsor me. I think LaCroix could too. I mean, I accept the littlest payments possible. Yeah, so like, I'll talk about this little piece of paper. I actually do this pretty often, and I don't know if I was a good English student. I did like to write. I don't know if was great at grammar or spelling, but I do like to outline my ideas. And so, okay, so part of the reason why I did this is because I'm not an expert. That's why. Because I'm not an expert at dub techno. I like dub techno. I like making dub techno, but I'm not an expert at it. So what I did is I listened. I mentioned this already. I listened to some tracks before I got on stream, and I took notes about the tracks that I liked the most. Like, for instance, which I already mentioned before, but we'll do it again. I took a note and I said, I like those muted drums. So I low passed my kicks. And it is exactly what I heard. This is what I wanted it to sound like. The bass line, I consider myself somebody who really enjoys making bass lines for techno, dub techno, any electronic music. I love writing bass lines. I also like playing the bass, the guitar bass. And I think I'm okay at making bass lines. So that one I didn't really need any notes on. But the bandpass modulated minor chords, I did already kind of know what to do for dub techno chords. I've made dub techno many times, but when it comes to the bandpass aspect of it, that's something that I did pay attention to listening to some other tracks where I was like, oh, I can hear what's happening is like bandpass or peak filtering, but it's a bandpass really, but Digatone doesn't do bandpass, so that wasn't something I could actually do here. Which is why I would maybe replace the Digatone with something else like a Novation Peak or some sort of Prophet synth for this. Would probably do an even better job. But or an Analog 4, for instance. I actually thought about streaming on the Analog 4 today. And then vocoded vocals. I just like having something like simple in my... Time to wake up. I think Time to Wake Up is pretty good for a dub techno track. And then this noise, which is really just in the background, was something I heard in another track. I was like, I could hear there's just like this whooshing sound happening. So I added that to this track. And it's become quite meditative. Oh, I didn't think you were trying to knock me. I appreciate you saying that, though. That's all right. I put myself on camera on stream in front of everybody, so I'm open to, obviously, anybody saying anything. That's the internet, right? Super hyped with Octacosm. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. I'm excited to hear what people do with it. I would love it if they do Instagram posts or anything with the Octacosm if they tagged me so that I could see it. Not because I want the recognition for it. I just want to hear what you do with it. And I've only really run the Digatone through it in my voice. And the and the Volca FM, which I ran through it quite a bit, and an NTS1. So some Korg stuff I've run through it, and a Digatone, and nothing else. So I'd be excited to hear some other synthesizers processed through the Octacosm 0.5.1. Oh, look, here comes an ad. It looks like it's time for you folks to get YouTube Premium, because that's awesome. We do need to do our sponsorship, because this stream is sponsored by DistroKid. So let's jump over to our sponsorship really quick. And this is a really interesting one. We love DistroKid and we love our sponsorships. So here we go. DistroKid, check this out. Meet Dave, DistroKid's music analysis AI bot. This is cool and very strange. Okay, so here's something really interesting. This song, so Dave's analysis bot is going to tell me information about my music. And you can do this with any song you have uploaded in your DistroKid account. And I happen to have a whole bunch of people's music uploaded in my DistroKid account. We have tracks by, here's Auto Reverse Psychology, Drenched in Moonlight, Golf Cart Gladiators. These are not songs written by me. These are songs from our compilations that we do in the EZBOT Discord. And we are doing a drum and bass compilation. And I hope people are working on it. I have a track that's almost done. I'm going to do one of my tracks that I've already done on my Elektron gear. But anyway, I can do analysis of music, of other people's music too on here. So that's kind of cool. So let's do a couple of them. But first, let's start off with a song that I did. So this is a song by me. It's called The Park. It is a song that I wrote using live coding. So this is live coding and Bitwig. And let's see what it says. All right, there we go. Hi, I'm Dave. Let me tell you about The Park by EZBOT. The Park is 3 minutes and 16 seconds long. It's in the key of C sharp major. The time signature is 3 beats per measure. So it's in 3/4. Loudness is -14 dB, and the tempo is around 109.4 BPM. I thought the loudness would be not like that, because I did use a limiter, and I even used the limiter on SoundCloud. Oh, this is not the one on SoundCloud. Maybe this is the unmastered one. That's not good. Okay, anyway, acousticness, 78%. Track is acoustic. There's no acoustics. There's definitely some acoustic style emulated sounds. So maybe that's what it means. It's not thinking acoustic guitar. It's thinking, I don't know what it's thinking. Danceability, 62%. Track is good for dancing. That's very nice. It's in 3/4 and it's good for dancing. I like that. It must mean that it's got like kick drums. Instrumentalness, 86% likely is instrumental. It is. There's no vocals in this track. Energy, 46%. It's on the mellow side. And you know what? It is on the mellow side. It's a pretty mellow track. Liveness, the track was recorded in the studio, not live. 100%. This is absolutely 100% studio. Nothing about it was recorded live. It was live coded, but it wasn't. There's no live instruments. Valiance. Vibe is vibey, is happy, cheerful, or euphoric. I'd have to agree with that. The song is very cheerful and euphoric. So that's pretty cool. Let's try a different one. Let's listen to somebody else's track. Just any of these will do just fine. So these are off the, let's check out Orange Juice. Aha. Orange Juice by Modbang Records. It's not by Modbang Records. It's on Modbang Records. Loudness is -10 dB. That must be just what Spotify did or something. 3 minutes and 32 seconds long. It's in F major and it's a 4/4 beat. The track is not acoustic. It's danceable for sure. It's 76% likely an instrumental. It is an instrumental because this is a synthwave compilation. Energy, very energetic. That would make sense for synthwave. Does not contain talking. Track was recorded in the studio, not live. Cool. And then you can listen to it. I think this is really fun, just to go through and listen to, see what the AI thinks. I'm not quite sure what its purpose is as of yet, but this is something that DistroKid's working on, an AI bot. Whatever. Seems cool to me. Seems fun, at the very least. I do like it when things are fun. So that was our sponsor, DistroKid, and that's one of their new and interesting products. Dave, the AI bot, will analyze your uploads on their distribution platform. If you're not a DistroKid user and you have some completed music, become a DistroKid user and put your music on there and just have it send it out to everybody. So it'll go on all the streaming platforms. It won't hurt. It'll feel good, if anything, and you'll be able to share your music and let other people listen to it on their streaming platforms they already have, and possibly generate some income. Unlikely, but possible. Very, very low amounts of income coming from streaming. Did DistroKid make Clippy? I don't know. The future glitch FX is going to be cool for the Octacosm, which I'm excited to finish. I need to make this chat thing on the side look a little better, because that does not look like my look. I prefer it to be a little more polished. Check out the Modbang hat, by the way. Live electronic music, Modbang. All right. So let me show these stickers off one more time before we complete our stream and I leave for my appointment. This is the new Techno performance template sticker, which you can download off Patreon and print yourself, or you can buy these already made high quality stickers, and I ship them in these very strong little tubes so they come to you and arrive in perfect condition. They go on your Octatrack, like so. Wonk. And then this Techno part bends around the bottom. I recommend you take the screws out, pop it in, and then take the screws out, put the sticker on, and then put the screws through it, and you get this perfect look. It looks very nice, and it really works with the aesthetic of these other boxes. It uses a lot of like the Digatone colors. The hybrid performance template, which is the other template that I have most recently created besides the Octacosm, that sticker arrives tomorrow. So you'll be able to get all 3 of these stickers from modbang.com and or download them, like I said, if you're on Patreon, and put them on your Octatrack, and then use the Techno or Ultimate Effects or hybrid template on here and be able to see what effect it is. The writing is very small. This is really just to help you remember where those effects are, because you do have to look closely. You're like, oh, okay, I can see that. Cool. I mean, it's definitely legible, but it is small. So just keep that in mind. Maybe one day we'll make one that has bigger text or something. The thing is like trying to get the words to fit underneath one of these buttons. It outlines all 4 different parts, and really I just think of it more as a reminder. You want to know where an effect is, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. I remember it's on part 2. It does the space drummer on number 5, part 2. Let's check that out. Number 5. Here we go. Space drummer, great for dub techno. Auto-modulated effects. This is what the Techno performance template does. Let's see. Here's another effect. Part 2 is a build-up. You can see that this is called Chorus Riser, outlined on Part 2, Effect 1. And that's the advantage of having these awesome stickers. They are really high quality, and they cost me a lot of money to manufacture, and I have not made my money back yet. But I think I will. I think people like them enough, and hopefully it will take care of that for me. But go ahead and download it for free on the Patreon. Like I said, I do have an appointment, and we have been streaming for almost 2 hours. I would like to go for a total of 2, but I don't think we can because I do have to leave. I hope everybody had a really excellent holiday. And if you got an Elektron box, congratulations. You've got some of the best music hardware available. I have an Avalon that was supposed to ship December 18th, has not shipped. I do realize that they're making up for like years of processing, but I am so eager to get my hands on that Avalon. I have nothing bad to say about that developer. I'm just excited that I get one at all. So I'm very stoked, but I am very eager. You know that feeling where you're just like, you bought something and you're like, oh, I really want it. You know, I've been waiting now for like roughly 2 months, I think. And a lot of people have been waiting for like years, but I am so excited to get that sound because I've heard it and it sounds so good. And I'm also excited to relieve my TB03 of its duties and replacing it with the Avalon for my big Elektron setup and moving the TB03 to my M8 setup and giving the M8 its own dedicated 303. So I'm very excited for that. I think the M8 can do a really great job with its synth sounds, but it really can't do a 303. Even Mikey's preset still, like, you know, it gets the job done, but it's not having your hands on a 303. That's the special pet sauce with 303s, is you actually controlling them yourself with your hands. I think that's where it's at. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's my Christmas thing. What I got for Christmas is I got a king size bed. That was my dream gift, and that's what we gave each other, my wife and I. We went in, we spent a bunch of money and got a king size bed, and it's huge upgrade. Dog still jumps in the bed and snuggles against your body, even though I was kind of hoping that would stop because the dog wakes me up a lot. What are you going to do? I love the dog, though. I'm Matthew, aka EZBOT. This has been a live stream. We do this every Tuesday, hopefully around noon every Tuesday, if not at the latest around 2 o'clock to about 4 o'clock sometimes. Today, a little bit earlier. And we do music production. We talk Elektron stuff. We talk other stuff. We talk Polyend stuff sometimes. We talk M8 stuff. Sometimes we talk modular. I do have a modular system that I've built again, and I do want to play with, and I like to be on stream when I make music because I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, like when you played, I don't know if you had any siblings, but if you had a younger sibling and you played some video games and they sat next to you on the couch while you played some video games, you were just kind of like, just happy they're there. You know what I mean? Just kind of like, you don't have to like do anything. They don't have to do anything. You're just happy they're there. That's kind of what streaming is like for me. I'm just kind of happy that somebody's there, so I'm not making music by myself. And it motivates me. It really does, sincerely. And everybody's really nice and gives me great ideas and helps me write music because I have so much to learn. I don't know everything about electronic music. I happen to know a decent amount about Elektron boxes from streaming and making tutorials, but I'm still very new to so many different genres and ideas musically that I'm open-minded and ready for someone to share their research with me right here on stream. I'm definitely going to pay attention. So please join the Discord. It's free. I'll have a link in the comments section. If you want to get your hands on the templates, that's patreon.com/EZBOT or coffee.com/EZBOT. Those are the only places to get the template. If you ever find it in the wild anywhere else, you're stealing it. Or there's someone else that's stealing it. So please only get it from coffee.com or from Patreon. Don't give it away. This is my hard work. I have come across that. Doesn't feel very good. It really doesn't. So if you want to get your hands on it, patreon.com/EZBOT or coffee. Lots of rewards on there. And again, join the Discord. Thanks for hanging out. Give a thumbs up to the live stream. Leave a nice comment or any comment, preferably a nice comment, but you're free to do whatever you like. And I'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out. Be well, my Dub Techno friends.